about these people's life, and none of them was into preparing food, but just getting the science from them, and then working with what was available within the context of my environment, and coming with a clean slate, because I didn't know how to cook, other than helping my grandmother grate the coconut, those kind of chores. But I knew that when I became a vegetarian, I knew I didn't want to cook the way I saw them cooking. So I would just bake stuff. I'll just wrap up a potato in foil and just bake a plantain, steam something, something really quick, stir fry, and that's it. I'm out of the kitchen. So getting into live food was like right up my way. It was right up my way, and I started getting the tools, some equipment to work with. But I owe a lot of this creativity to the fact that I wasn't going on what I know. I wasn't thinking. I was not thinking. Because whenever you think, and try it, try it. Try to see if you could think of something you don't know. We can only think of what we know. So if you're thinking, you're not creating. You're not creating at all. You might be imitating, interpreting, or something of that nature. So, to empty the mind and to stop it from thinking, that is, as you may have figured out, pretty much an impossible task. But this is what we are trying to accomplish when we take a meditation class, when we get into the rituals, when we get into certain religious orders. We're filling the mind with some focus point so that we're not thinking. So you're shutting the thinking process down. That is what we're trying to achieve. You're gazing at a candle, you're listening to a sound, you're trying to shut the mind down. But to do that as a way of life, not as a ritual, to do that as a way of life is what we really want to try to achieve. You begin with just focusing on one thing at a time. So if I'm talking, you're just listening. You're just listening. But many of us, that's why, we can all sit in one classroom and we all heard something different. Because we're interpreting what we've heard, putting it in the context of what we know. So we miss that moment or this moment. So anytime you're thinking, you're not living. You're not in the present, because you have to be in the present to live. So if you're thinking, you're either in the past or the future. So you miss now. You miss now, and you keep looking for tomorrow, that day that got that big famous name that never gets here. I'll do it tomorrow, I want to be this. Becoming, want to be, want to do, it's a delay. It's a delay, it's a postponement of now. So to be able to fuse thought and action as one is the key. So I'm doing it. I am. Not I want to be, or I was, or I should be, or I like to be, or I am. So you hear people like Jesse Jackson, I am somebody, and then you hear people like, Barack, you know, I can't, you know. It's like, no, I am. So when you're doing that, we're right now. So to be able to create, you have to do it now. You have to let go of the past, and you can't try to figure out the future. That's, you live there when you get there. You live tomorrow in its present. So it's a big job. We have been overloaded. We have been overloaded with all of this mental slavery, you know, and now this information age is really making it quite interesting. Yeah, they're getting us to stop thinking with this information age. You know, you don't have to read a map anymore. You don't have to figure out how to get from here, you know, to the grocery store. You know, there's a robot, you know, in the palm of your hand, you know, that's going to tell you how to get there. So you don't have, yeah, I mean, fine. So what are you doing now with that time that you're not thinking because some other system is telling you what to do? Somewhere else again. You're still somewhere else. So to harness now, to be here and now. So if I'm coming to the Raw Spirit Festival and I'm going to produce this food over 3 days for, you know, 200 or 300 people, I'm not coming with a menu. I'm not coming with a plan. I'm not coming with, you know, this box to work out of. I'm coming with what's available in the marketplace today, you know, along my way. You know, so once you get this note, then you're gonna find that everything that you need and everything that you are doing is in your way. It's along your way. It's on your turf. So it's very deep because a lot of us get caught up in fiction, stories, movies, you know, dramas. And so other people are getting into our mind and programming us, putting us in a matrix, putting us in a fix. I mean, that's fine if you want to call it entertainment, but you gotta empty it. You gotta let it go. But how many of us, you know, since we see Shark, the movie Shark, we're afraid to go to the ocean. Or if we go to the ocean, we don't want to swim out, you know, even 5 feet, you know, because there's a shark there. You know, I know there's a shark out there. You know? So there's a lot of things now that we fear. So we think we fear death. We think we fear the unknown. But what we fear is what we know. That's what we fear, is what we know. What's been programmed into us. So a lot of us are living this life based on fear. Because, you know, we got punished. Whether it's through the parents, the religion, the government, the education, you know, we've been programmed. We've been taught what to think. And none of them are trying to tell us not to think. They just, and you know, or how to think. They're just telling us what to think. So, we have to empty the baggage. We have to empty the hard drive. This brain of ours, this is a powerful computer. But it's been programmed and not with our program. But it's good to be able to just keep space on it all the time. It's good to keep space and stop living in the overload lane. then we end up figuring out that we don't have time to do this, we don't have time to do that, we don't even have time to live based on all